And welcome back to Satisfactory here. We are embarking on building a new standalone unattended base here. I have cleared off sections where I'm going to build. We have a bunch of parts that are sitting in boxes and being fed into the depot. For example, here is my stock of rotors. And if we run out of the ones I've got set up just in boxes fueling the depot, then we're in trouble. This is my new factory floor, codenamed Magrathea, where we are going to be designing the next bit. I forgot to leave myself a way up. Had a way up, and it went away while I was buttoning up Magrathea. So I have here two blueprint designers, because I'm going to be designing a double size base. I'm going to go down there, and we have the iron nodes and a limestone node we're going to use. I think I'm going to put it kind of down. Oh, you'll notice that a lot of the gassy rocks are gone. I went and stuck some portable miners on some sulfur and unlocked explosives, and I have some explosive tucked around that I can blow things up with. Anyway, we're going to go down there, and we're going to be putting our base in that area, roughly. So we want our iron to come in from one side, or from one end of it, and the limestone will kind of come in near a corner. I'm going to do things in a different order. I think this time I am going to have some of my, well, I'm going to put the more complicated stuff at the bottom. So my assemblers are going to be near the bottom. So we're going to start off with the smelters, because there's 16 of them. And there's going to be a double wide area for making each one of the things that require some assemblers and some constructors. I'll build the whole thing, that whole floor of those two areas, the two 4x4 areas, and that will just take iron ingots or stone. So, yeah, make the whole thing so we don't have any products flowing down. But these double wides will be at the bottom, and then up above, I have a number of things like I want to put a constructor making plates and export it. So those go up near the top, and I will cluster those together. So our first step here is to design the two parts of the building that are going to be used for ground floor in my initial layouts here. Oh, you may notice that I've got some color here. I was puttering around with the colors, and I decided to bring up the colors of the college I went to. So UC Santa Barbara is kind of a navy blue and a gold. They're not quite the same color as UC Berkeley, but very close. And those will be the colors on all of the standard fix-it stuff. Concrete is still concrete. And why do I have Z-Fight? I am thinking with this color scheme, I've got Z-fighting going on between walls and floors that are concrete, that I will just use my customizer to appropriately paint. Let's get started. I need to have 16 smelters. And I am thinking that what I want to do is have my inputs on the edge, have two belts coming in. Each one of these belts is going to have just a bit over 200 iron per minute. We're going to have to overclock our miners. We actually require more than 3 full miners for this. We have 14 smelters. I'm going to build 16. Actually, let's size everything for 16. And what I'll do is at the end, I will let iron rods and plates just soak up the rest of the iron. We'll see what happens. So if I bring it in from the side like that, we can bring it in from the left and bring our inputs up the left and outputs back down the middle. So we are going to require a whole bunch of, where to go? I'll leave some spaces in here. Now, before I button this up, this wall and this wall are going to be adjacent. So I need to remember to take down the walls here, so this will just be empty. Better yet, instead of remembering that, I'm going to have to lace these together anyway. Oh, and this is going to be empty. We're not going to be flowing through. Notice that I've got asphalt around the edges that's raised to the level of the machine. I tried it out and I thought, that doesn't look bad. So now we've got this double-sized area with a break in the middle to remind me that I cannot connect directly from the other. Now we need to put in our smelters going from that edge, or I could put them in going from front edge. If I do it that way, then I have to split here and split here and go up. Let's do them from sides into the. I know that I have worked out the basics of this, but not. So normally I would put them on center. Okay. So they would be like that, but I really want to give myself room to work in the middle. So I'm going to compress them in a little bit and out to the edge. Instead of being here, move them out like this, bring in by one. Filters can actually be closer than that by one. I believe this is the closest to smelter. Let's see if I remember. There. Should be able to put one. Could go there, but I'm going to put him there. And that makes these guys as tightly packed as possible and far toward the edge as possible, while leaving a little bit of a gap here, just because I like symmetry. I am actually convinced that I am being way overkill with this. So if that's where those end up, it means this guy needs to be able to twist over and be on a splitter. The way to do that is to have my Mark 1 lift up. It's going to be a manifold, which means the first guy's going to get half, and the second guy's going to get half, and so on, until everybody's all filled up. So this, I'm going to have to connect from here over to that guy. So now I need to think, do I want to have my two halves of my building be butted up against each other so the whole thing is 4 by 8? Or do I want to leave a gap in the middle and make it 4 by 9? I think I'm going to make the decision to make it a 4 by 9 and let each building button up properly. Yes, I just changed my design on the fly. And this guy, of course, let me just do that. There. Just to make it absolutely the same. Now I could eliminate that slight bend by bringing the mergers out, but I'm not sure we can do that yet. This guy needs to feed him. You know what? Let's see if I can be a little easy to work with. What if I were to put my splitters and mergers on center, and I think that's the right distance apart to work. On center. First one is here. Where the merger goes. So that would be where, yeah, let's check that. Oh, yeah, you fumble buttons a little bit and you end up changing your hotbar. Bet there isn't a way to lock the hotbar. Sticks. Really only need one of those two. Yeah, let's rework the bar real quick. So for number 1 button, I'm just going to put a power line. Okay, because we always get a power pole when we draw the power line or something. Number 2 button, I'm going to put a conveyor belt. We don't need the others, we can get to them. I'm going to put a lift. Or I'm going to put a merger. I can get to the splitters. I've got a lot of muscle memory on 8 being that hole. I think this is all I commonly need. So we could go into production. Could set up 5, 6, 7 that. They need boundaries. Oh, let's do. I'm gonna make my new muscle memory. Pulls on 3. Lifts on 4. Mergers on 5. Smelter, foundry, constructor, assembler. And thinking do a concrete foundation, probably 1. Okay. Splitter, I hit the button and then I just hit the right thing. And from the left is directly online. Play with this. So this is off to the right. Put it off to the left by 1. This is a merger pointed back to the output. In, you go out. Look at this run button. So that's not bad. I did do a control nudge in there. So we are like 3/4 of a meter, 1.5 meters, I guess. One input, and collecting the output. And we have plenty of room here to walk. And as for power, I have found that putting the power in or lacing all the stuff up down below. We have got all 4 of these. I'm just going to bring it in from whatever the closest corner is. Come straight down. I think I can do it based on where the splitter is. That's decently lined up. Just on that back splitter. Those power knobs are up. Get in from the bottom, I guess. Not sure why this one is being stubborn. I'm gonna check these probably. Left. These need to be marked. Now, I'm thinking that I can take this and just duplicate it over to there and then edit it. We won't be doing the same thing twice. Okay, all four of those. Side is very similar. Mergers first. All of this is laced up with this. So when I plute down the two buildings, just put in the 4 belts and then connect power nubs across unless I want to connect these guys. So I could either have wires going between the buildings on those guys, or I could have them just kind of mysterious. Don't put them up. else. This is going to side output line. Set. Pick that one up. You need to change the splitter left to right. On that power line. Part ones. Guys. That to the right got centered over its arms. That's not. That guy. He's there. It's so nice to have all the parts I need sitting out on the depot. As I use them, it just kind of replenishes. And it didn't get my half-meter twist on these guys. I'm just going to live with it. So when I put these pylons in, I didn't realize that these corner pieces were going to be in the way. Another one in, dead centered. Go up here. So these are not exactly lined up. Ooh. Save it. Yeah, I still need to grab these and set these guys up in the tower. I think the power comes in on the corner. Good enough. So here's a iron smelter. Ingots. I'm going to try it before I put it in place. This guy will need to be tested in battle. I'm going to go down here. Oh, I'm going to need some miners, 6 miners. Well, let's make it 8. I will go ahead and drop all the mines in. I'm not going to put them on their fancy bases yet. I'll just drop them in place. Since we're not actually laying out the building yet, it's a test. Example, this is not on a grid squared. Hitting control does nothing. Arrow points toward my ores. Miner Mark II. This guy to be fixing best. Power. Got power here. Going to tap off of it early. First thing is, I forgot to program this. So these guys need to be programmed. I'm going to do this, that. Coming in is feeding at 120 per minute. Remember, we've got 3 of these that we're going to use. Take that output. For now, I'm going to just sync it. I'm going to measure this. it's all steady state. Once the manifold is full, we've got this nice steady patter of 120 per minute on the Mark III belt here. And we should be getting the same steady patter of iron ingots over there. Take a bit for the manifold to fill. As long as we have yellow up over there, the ones at the far end aren't getting enough. It'll happen until it fills the manifold. I want to merge these two. This will be the same thing. But that's no good. Am I getting ore over there? Aha. Belts are messed up. This is the kind of thing I was looking for. When I hooked these up, I was not careful. So we'll let this cook for just a little bit. So if we weren't properly smelting things or routing them, eventually the input lines would back up. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these three and I'm going to overclock them so that when I do half of this plus this, it's going to come out to 240. So I need to be 133% on each one. Should be 240. Belts are 270. So once the manifolds are full, final belt will be nearly full. You're full. You are working. Slowly filling. Okay. So it will take a while for the manifolds to fill up completely, and until they do, the output rates are going to be low by whatever rate we're filling the manifold. So the longer it takes to fill the manifold, the closer we are to steady state. That's fine. We need to fill up a total of 800 ore. Basically 400 ore on each side, so 400 ore being fed by 120 in it. That would be 4 minutes with no output. But it take 10 or 20 minutes for us to fill the whole thing up. We're getting decent output rates. So I think it's good. I just have to double check the belts on the left-hand side from the entrance and make sure it's programmed up. Can leave the miners in place, but the belts can. Okay. The one thing I do want to do is station, put a storage container out here. So I can dump excess. We don't need the ore or. Okay, that's it. Back to Magrathea. And I do want a second variant of it sealed off at the end. Just do that as a blueprint. If we ever have to take it down, it doesn't leave the end walls behind. So first off, see how screwed up that is? So, you go there. Ironing. Copy. Oh, let's put in the subfloors. One. Easier to just come in from the side. Crouch. There we go. Now the reason why it's important to do this is that this will not be sitting on the ground. This is going to be elevated with a gap below it. Kind of a service gap. I don't know that I need the service gap. Just set it up. This is 4x4 8x iron smelting extendable. Save blueprint. Here, Load. Extendable one. This is going to be end module. Distinguishes the end module. It's this side. Back wall is going to be clean. So the Z fighting I was talking about, considering that I may need to that's definitely Z fighting. So we're going to repaint these. I'm going to use the Fix It Foundation, which is in my colors now. And I think I could do the same thing for the walls. Oh. Question is, do I need to do it for the underfloor? Coming in for these, you'd probably take off an end cap instead of a side cap. I think I colored one of my there. Sometimes it bounces you really hard. Doing foundation. Should have thought of doing the coloring before. Duplicate. And now we save them. Save blueprint. Sendable. Save blueprint. So now I think it's time to actually button up layout. We need a 6x11 space. Six this way. And I am thinking they just sit with fix-it foundation, since they do have nice colors that look happier. About what we want. I think it's in roughly the right place. Take a look at it from the side. Ah, come on. Safe. Okay, the speedy boots make it hard for me to do that jump because I'm so used to doing it without the speedy boots. We're going to be sacrificing that one nut. 4 by 4. Now I'm going to lay down a blueprint instead of just normal foundations on those pieces. First, somehow I'm not carrying any of my biofuel. I must have put too much stuff in the cycler. I have to get some more. There we go. So I have a blueprint that's a 4x4 flooring area, which is going to be perfect for this. And that makes it so that I can stack a blueprint on top of a blueprint, which is a really easy alignment. Always assume that I'm going to have to build things several times. Let's just cut you down. Single node. You're gone. things that are leaking. Okay. Need a blueprint. Have a foundation blueprint. 4x4 thin. Up. But we want the arrow to be in the box. This arrow needs to be pointed toward me. Good. Now I should be able to put down blueprints on top of there. Start off with the ground floor. Set to blueprint mode so it'll snap to the blueprint. There's our our ground floors, which we reserve for running belts around. In the other building I did with that floor, it was also where I brought my outputs. In this case, every floor has its own outputs, so we're not going to be bringing outputs back down here. This will act kind of as a place for us to come. It means also that we're going to be able to take the 3 belts from the iron and the 1 belt from limestone and do something to them or spitting them back out. I think what this means is that we're going to rotate the whole thing so that the ore is going to come in the back. So I may need to revise my mining. No, I can bring the ore up the back, and that means my ingots will be going further up from the back. That's fine. It means that the arrows point the wrong way. The alternative is that I take all 3 of my miners and I take their belts around. It's not a bad. Yeah, take all the belts around that way, have them come in there. The back building, we will handle 3 belts to 2, and we'll bring them back out the front here. So those are where our ore goes up. And we're going to have to bring the limestone in as well. So these guys need to play. Take all of this down. So walls. Update this. Actually, we're going to update the whole thing. So foundation 3, 4, 6 was a 7. So here, put the tags in like this. so we know the direction in the layout. Oh, so the game knows the direction. I am loving this straight mode, by the way. Now, rather than have to pick up all of these guys, I could do this, a 3-hole wall and then wall. Let's do that. This is not final. Bit of a look down thing here. So I want to come from here and have a right angle turn. So Mark 2 can go on there. So these two miners may end up coming behind him. It means we don't actually come all the way out to here. See. Here. There. Let's connect. Aha. Okay, I could be arbitrarily sneaky. He is on probably some weird. So we're doing here. hardly noticeable if that's not on center. And I like the way that came together. All of their power are on the side, so we're going to bring power around back. Power coming in from power there. And we also have the limestone. I think I'm going to bring the limestone down that direction. So. But when I get this buttoned up, it's just going to be this wire coming right out of the middle of the line, perfectly cromulent. This way to angle. Have to contend with. All right. Let's bring you guys over. There and let's put in oh my, I didn't realize. Okay, so for the future, when I lay belts out from far above, I do need to look at them from normal height. Because that first one, apparently the wrong place. Ejected. There's my river of ore, which I have not overclocked yet. Clock I want 1 1/3, so that would be 163. And I'm going to need power shards. I've resisted using the power shards until now because, in mineral supply, and I want to be delaying making the shards until I can double the production on them. I do have 5. One shard gets us up to 150%. Could be that all I need is do 150 on 2 of them. Let's see here. Need 400 out of the 3. Yeah, so I do 150 on 2 of them. Say the right and left, so the middle one would be normal. These guys, I'm just say shard. And you do. This will be 360 plus another 120, so it'd be 400, it'd be 500 total. So this is more ore than we actually need, but it's the amount that I think I set up for the smelters. So these 2 are slightly bigger. That's okay. What we're going to do is split this guy and merge it in. Have all the space. Merger. So 180 plus 60 from here will be 240. You wanted. So how do I want to handle the limestone? I think what I'm bring my iron. Here. That. Okay. And now the limestone's just going to come in here, and I'm just going to fill. I'm only bringing the limestone through the consistency. Painted. Don't know where the limestone's going to go. It actually has to go up several floors. Doesn't need to be proper doors. Are going to still be doors. I'm going to bring this back from here. going to bring this guy out. I'm paralleling him. Make the dog leg out then. I'm going to do that here. Back. Does mean that I'm going to slide through the door. There. Now when we want this to go up, we just connect it like that. Put in a arc through lift and done. 240. And we still need to come back in and work out the limestone. I'm going to delay that until we're ready for the stone. And I need to do a ground floor that's properly painted. To do foundation. But so of course it's perfect and won't ever need to be edited. Right. Does look pretty good. And if I were to be consistent, it means that limestone should have a door in the back somewhere. Doors. Even though we're going to have to slide through them, this is just cool. So that comes out to center line here. That'll do is amp. It's going to be kind of a steep ramp. Take a look. Patience. Let's do a 4-meter ramp. That looks right. these ramps straight might want to do different. Oh, actually works pretty good. That's good. Yeah, I didn't expect to run the limestone, but here we are. Limestone's running 60 per minute. That's correct. Mark that we've got our ore handy, got our limestone handy, so those are done. That. And now we go back to building our step. So we have our two ore inputs, corner and corner, want them. We need to put our blueprints on top. See if I can do the far one. It's going to be hard. So this is the melting end mod. Oop. We do melting extendable. Am I missing hints? Oh. Okay, I'm not sure why that blueprint isn't. It's either one. Okay, let me duck out to the main menu and back, see if maybe something setting. Okay, so I ducked back out to the main menu and back, and I opened up the server log in a window somewhere. Monitor it. Prints. Melting extendable. Blueprint mode. Basic us. And that worked. So whatever it was temporary. So now we need to pick this up. That. Up. Corner arbitrary. So back. Our vertical power. Also need to bring our power in. You are now there. Power over. Well, we don't need it. That, but okay. And just because I am double connecting everything, this corner up as well. If I look up there, I can see all those guys are glowing yellow because they don't have anything. Okay, so fix this. Here's our outputs. They're going to go upwards further. Mark 2. 240. Here we go. Temporarily. These down. And each one of these is going to have to go into a sink. Sink. Steady state. It will have smelted a whole bunch of ingots before we got it. So now we're seeing our right here. Should be most of the So these are feeding a manifold of 8 smelters. It will take a while for this to saturate. One thing I could do to saturate it, not consume output, so everybody would fill up and outputs it before. That would help saturate them. So I'm going to let that go until these guys stop. I need a ladder on there more often than I need my foundation. Sure. 0. There we go. Ladder right up dead center. That worries me. That worries. Oh. Getting no input means there's something wrong in here. Interesting that I can't crouch walk. Well, I'm not sure how to fix that in the blueprint. Almost like I connected from there to there. I connected to the wall, and inside the belt was the wall. Ingots. Okay, he's stopped up because, of course, because I stopped consuming it. Correct. It was just the one little problem over here with this right-hand side input. Going to fill this up. 800 filled at 240 per minute. Take a couple. Just getting to full. Guys will be running close to capacity. They should be running at exactly 100%. We just need to wait for the numbers to stabilize. Why would this 4%? That belt is stuttering. Oh, right. Because smelters are starting to shut down, so the input rate is being brought down. What I'm going to have to do is once these stop, I will route these back to the machines. Turn this, actually I can turn that to standby. Set these. Once everything's full, I'll turn on the consumers. Then everything should immediately start flowing at maximum rate. We will go up and design the next bit. So once this is turned into a real building, assuming I do that, need to be saw that. This is going to be a fire and forget base that we probably never come back to. But if I do, I'd like to come back and turn into a building. I'm thinking main entrance is along this wall. This wall. Which means we need to do something to hide feeder belts. Probably take these, turn that into a sandwich layer. So these belts go down into the sandwich layer. Get our main entrance coming in and some way of ascending along the side of the 2x4s. Probably here, facing out towards that area, we've got more stuff. Are saturated. So we turn on. Manifolds are full. Everybody cranks up. Expected those to crank speed up. Oh, right. 270 on the belt. We're dragging 240 out of 270. We can also drain 270, so little by little the number of ingots should be going down. And that, again, that's going to propagate slowly through the building. These back guys are going to be saturated because, oh, they are going to be saturated. Unless I go down through here. So the input manifold saturated, that was good, but the output also saturated, which means I would need to go down through this and manually harvest the backlog here before we got everything cranked up. But with the outputs saturated like that, it means that we're getting 270. The question is, does this saturate out at 240 input? We won't know that until we've let it run a while. So let's go back to Magrathea here. We can clear these. Up. Let's actually file those. Edit. So smelting end. A smelter. Extendable smelter. Sky. The other thing is I want to revise this. Wood blueprint. The mission I want to make is I want to include some doors, and I want to set everybody for. I want to include the holes. That hole from there. Change everybody to the foundation. Change inside to fix it, foundation, walls to fix it. Now, I'm not going to put the false floor in, copy it down from the top. We want to have that out. We've got the corners there. If these all show one of them. So this is our, so we have save print. Go forward 32 meter. Line there. So the next design, let's get up there, pondering my factory floor while we look at planning it. In. So iron ingots we've done. So iron ore, iron ingots are output. Usually I would double check that before. We are mining. Those I verified. We're actually doing 480, not 405. Fine. So there's the next floor pair. I'm calling frame production and frame feed. The idea is that the feed down here takes in iron ingots, turns out wire, pipe, and plate. And the prod takes the wire, pipe, and plate, turns out these three things, and exports them. So let's work out the mechanics of the top one. For reference, the bottom one has one constructor on each. So this may not be the appropriate division of into the three constructors here, assemblers over there, and the one with the assembler also has to have boxes, and on top of the boxes, quantum stuff. Let's see if it works before we rework the plan, though. Can I fit three assemblers side by side? Dead centered. Yes, I can. So I just need to move these up far enough so that all of these inputs can come here. We'll do all of our belt work on this side where we've got plenty of room. We'll end up with 6 belts going over that way. Likely, this is going to do. Those just need to be back far enough that these can make the little sideways jaunt. I'm going to put these guessing. Have to make much of a turn, and if I had to, could do it with a splitter or a merge. It's like those two are directly on. Oh, we could really close. A splitter right up against it, so when we move and snap the belt from one to the other, we'll be snapping it into the splitter. Center two. We're just going to go right up to the come on. These go right directly up. Good game. I think that's on the same. It's here. 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 That's not quite the right place for it. Aha, that was in. Yeah, okay. Hooking it up, I just need to reach through the hole and hook it into the thing on the side. So just need into place so they can take from them. Gives me as much space as possible behind them. It's high. Look down. Okay, now to verify. One of them needs reinforced iron plate, steel pipe, iron plate and wire. So I've got a thingy here for do a depot building, which I misread as an additional assembler. Well, it's good to know I can do this if I've got somebody that needs assemblers. Let's see, do I have one that needs assemblers? Work on that. This guy needs rotor assembler for rotors. This is an uploader. I'm going to get rid of the net imports and exports lines and build instructions line. Okay, now I'm going to put blank lines in above every these. I delete the blank line below it, so is that a little cleaner? Yeah, let's do that. And now stuff. I'll accept. Games. So it's really two assemblers. Rotors have one assembler. So we don't need to put three assemblers on anywhere here. That's good. Let's get rid of the consume and produce on the lines. Come on. That's spaced out a little bit. So given that this is two assemblers, one of which gets an input from the other assembler, that is total overkill. All completely. These guys, one of them, so these guys could take from, but the output of one goes around the other. So center him up there. So this will be the iron plate sheet. So inputs, his output. He's got it. Just need to have these guys be fed from this wall. It's still the same similar problem. There were things. It's that. That feeds that. Output feeds to there. This is going to come from. He'll come in and make a turn. That means that the output of the one left resurfaces into a box. Right center. I have plenty of room. And we get additional depot, for which we need Mercer spheres and sand fluctuators. So I think I'm going to install those by, I'm going to install the depots by hand after it's all working. And get the whole building working and flowing into the boxes. I'll put up the depots. So I think I don't need to start on those things. So when I'm looking at these, I'm going to have to reach inside a bit. So I don't want to move these holes any closer. That's really as close as I want. If I move them out more, this peeks through the edge. Now, rates on these. 2 per minute, 10 per minute. Yeah, so these are all Mark 1s. Well, you couldn't ask for a simpler. What are the chances anything here? Now, I could move this over, these over, and some belts here, but we had that problem with the belt connecting to the belt. Yeah, I'll do it like this and see if that works better. So, power. Peg you under there and then you. Slot. Have responsibilities. Ooh, this floor. Up in the happy. Snap. It's all set. Up. Same. Here's my outputs. I'm back early. Okay. I now have Happy. Got her laptop. Got her weapons. We can continue. So this guy is making the steel frame. he's going to need coming in. Use iron pipe for that. And we need iron plate and wire coming in here. So when we switch down to the second thing here, which is the frame feed floor, just need to make sure that the pipe is on the left, one building each, or one constructor each. And yeah, I'm kind of excessive here that I'm doing so few things on each of the floors. Boom, boom, boom. 3 constructors. Low rate. For some reason, I want to hit return to commit to the location. So that pipe come in. Steel pipe. There it is. Iron pipe. And the other 2 are iron plate. The iron wire is running at target 13. Iron plate is producing 6 2/3, which is pipe producing 40%. Bingo. Power side. Somewhere. Excuse me. And I've been on mute all this time. So the cat was needing a little extra attention. And it's all very simple. I'm bringing iron in here, pass it by inputs, send the inputs out here. Inputs coming up. Here's complete, so it's part of factory. Okay. Say. Rod. It's like the this. Hey, Mike. Let's see if this works. I wonder how far I could stand from that in the floor. Stand up. Feed end, input, and the one left is stuff coming out. And this should be steady state by now. So belts are capable of 270, 240, which he's like hitch once in a while. Bearing 240. It's working properly. Going to need I want to put a drain on that. I drain it too aggressively. Yeah, we should be up. See how the other one. Send our left. Set. Checking the there. Just wants to put it next to me. Two. Yeah, I guess I need to put the fur one first. I could do it. There we go. Now, we're gonna need to have it fill up its buffers. Get this one. Let's see. That. Stand. Oh, those are joined up. Mark. Pipes. I forgot to set the recipes. This is steeled for full speed. Stitched iron plate. Running at So we'll wait until that update. But this only produces 2 per minute, which means start to make stuff. Depending on this, it's going to take a very long time to build. Keep this running. With a very large buffer. We have a couple of small edits to make. Save it. That's okay. Need to program it. Add a box. So double buffer. I'm going to leave this running on the server. So it'll basically run 20. And yeah, I'm going to go over and pick up materials to make a box for this and fixed recording. Have a good night.